तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय
असतो मा सद्गमय 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 तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Good afternoon. You had your lunch? No? Some of them are saying no. 1:30 is too early. We have class from 2:30 onwards next time. What is your normal lunch time? Yes, by generally by 1 o'clock we finish our lunch, right? But as here it's 12:30, like a hostel. Bell goes, we have to go there in the dining hall. Somebody is not there, our head of center or a bot will ask, why this person is missing, where has he gone? So for us it's a lifelong hostel. School hostel, college hostel, now it's monastery also, it's a kind of hostel, routine. Morning bell is there, breakfast bell is there, lunch bell is there, dinner bell is there. So some 7-8 bells. So fine. Please see page number 77. The second quote in the page. It is the level-headed man, the calm man, of good judgment and cool nerves, of great sympathy and love, who does good work and so does good to himself. So here man means not just man, it's a level-headed man or woman, the calm man or woman of good judgment and cool nerves, of great sympathy and love, who does good work and so does good to himself or herself. Today we all talk about personality development. It's a buzzword. Personality, we need to improve ourselves, we need to grow. So what is the peak, what is the zenith, what is the pinnacle? Who we can say a perfect human being, a complete human being. An individual who has the sharpest of the intellect and the largest of the heart is a perfect human being. Vivekananda would give the example of Adi Shankara's intellect and Buddha's heart. If you have the intellect of Adi Shankara, according to Vivekananda, Adi Shankara had the sharpest of the intellect, razor sharp intellect. The last millennium, the first millennium, had not seen a man of that intellect, that sharp. I don't know how many of you read his Advaita philosophy, the Purva Paksha and Siddhanta Paksha. To establish the supremacy of Advaita Vedanta, first he will propose a proposition, then he himself would raise an opposition, and then he would give an explanation for that. Then to this explanation he would raise another objection, and then he would give explanation for that. Then he would raise another objection. So like that, the best possible objections he would raise for everything, and finally he would establish Advaita on a firm footing, on a firm ground, so firm that nobody can refute it. That's how he had established the supremacy of Advaita. It's the greatest and the grandest of the philosophy. In fact, that is the ultimate in science, in philosophy, in religion, in mysticism. That's the ultimate goal. That is the oneness of existence. The whole universe is one. This manifested world, the world of name and form, is only an appearance. It is apparent, but it's not real. That's the ultimate conclusion of the great philosopher. That's actually India's contribution to the world. Today, modern physicists are slowly coming to the same conclusion, that it's all one energy. The world is not real. The latest people who have got Nobel Prize in physics, they made the same statement. It's illusory, it's not real. What you see as the world of five senses, they have just come close to a great philosopher. Okay, so Shankara's intellect and Buddha's heart. Okay, for heart, Vivekananda did not take Adi Shankara as an example, but he takes actually Buddha as example. Buddha's heart. The man felt so much for mankind. He spoke in Pali language. He did not even use Sanskrit. That was the language of the day. Why did he use Pali language? Because he wanted to give his message to everybody. And nobody should be, feel handicapped because I don't know Sanskrit, so I can't gain access to this philosophy. So Buddha thought actually, if he would preach in Sanskrit, it would it would put many people to discomfort and inconvenience. So he chose to speak the language of the day, Pali. So all his teachings, all his message, he had given in Pali language. Man of great heart, tremendous heart. There is a story also, and that Bimbisara was he was doing a sacrifice. As part of the sacrifice, he was killing goats. 108 goats had to be offered to that deity. The priests were chanting and mantras and other things. Buddha would go there and ask Bimbisara, why are you doing this? Why are you killing these dumb animals? And Bimbisara says, by doing this yajna, I would go to heaven. And then Buddha says that by killing these innocent and dumb creatures, animals, if you go to heaven, by sacrificing a human being, you will reach a higher sphere. Then take me a sacrifice and leave these dumb creatures, he said. You offer me, I am ready to offer myself as a sacrifice for your yajna, but to save these goats, animals. That was the kind of feeling and compassion Buddha had, not just for human beings, even for animals. That's why Vivekananda would take Buddha, when it comes to heart, magnanimous, so vast, so phenomenal, so kind, so compassionate. So Adi Shankara's intellect and Buddha's heart, if you have both in you, you reach the pinnacle of the personality, and then you will hit, what happens if you reach to that acme? Then you will hit the peak of your energies. Then you will be blissed out. Then you would be in ecstasy. Then you would attain samadhi. Then you would attain nirvana. Then you would attain kaivalya. So thereafter there is nothing more to achieve. That is the goal of all. So you have to sharpen your intellect and also you have to expand your heart. Both things actually should go in tandem. So when we talk about personality, you just see primitive societies where tribal people stay. They are in forest. They don't have even individuality, right? They don't have strong opinions and strong judgments, strong likes and dislikes like, we educated people have, like the people who live in cities have. They have no strong judgments and opinions about anything. No individuality as such. So that is a primitive society we call, right? They are happy. Of course, they are. In terms of happiness, they are far better than what we are. But we don't want to go back, right? We think it's a kind of retrograde. We don't want to live in a forest. We don't want to live like a tribe there, right? The primitive we consider them. We want to bring them to mainstream, right? There is a forest, tribal welfare development department itself. Hundreds and hundreds of crores are being spent every year to bring them actually to mainstream. But in terms of happiness, they are better than us. Why to bring them into mainstream and trouble them, right? But as the government is making the effort, the idea is that they are not that evolved. So if you are evolved, but you are not actually as good as they, in terms of happiness. So now you have individuality, strong likes and dislikes. You have your judgments, your opinions, your beliefs. But if you are only an individual, when you are living in a society, okay, other people have their opinions, their beliefs, their judgments. You will come and clash with them. You will keep colliding with them like billiard balls. If you hold actually your judgments and opinions as, kind of sacrosanct and which cannot be changed, and naturally you will be in conflict with all the people around. So from here, from individual to personality, you have to grow, you have to expand, you have to grow. A growth means I have the right to hold to my opinions and judgments, and you have the right to hold to your opinions and judgments. Then only you will be able to get along with others. But that is also not sufficient. And you have to, expand your consciousness to such an extent that you have to become a universal personality like Buddha, Vivekananda, Shankara, or Christ, where they could identify with the entire mankind, all life. That is the ultimate expansion, universal personality. From no individuality to individuality, individuality to personality, personality to universal personality. This is the evolutionary scheme. You just figure out where you are now. Okay. Thank you. Nice afternoon.